4 cycles. For the top person, side control means you're controlling my hips, yes, okay? And you are using your hip on my near hip, and then your elbow is more so on my hip, but off the mat, okay? So more your weight is on me. And as you see my voice changing, because he's adjusting to what I'm saying, which is good, okay? But you don't have to squeeze me to death, because you know, all right, but it's fun, I appreciate it, okay? For the bottom person, you want to have your elbows closer to your hips, okay? Because this is problematic for me, because if I do this and then he advances his knee, my arms get stuck, and this is arm lock, this is where it's safe, okay? So from this position here, okay, I need to be able to frame his hip, okay? And I need to keep him on my hip. So it makes it difficult for him to advance. My forearm here can monitor from his leg. If he extends his left leg, I can monitor his knee, but I want to make it difficult for him to walk around my head, okay? This hand, I want to insert, kind of frame his neck, and I want to stretch it out here, so I kind of shoulder walk back, so I can turn on my side, okay? It will force him to adjust in some way. So slowly, Mike, how would you adjust from here? So he wants to get rid of my frame across his face, because obviously it's uncomfortable. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my elbows in, and I'm going to keep that frame on his neck, okay? I'm going to show you a real simple way to get from side control to half guard. This frame stays here, this hand on his hip, I'm going to reach, I'm going to grab his far knee, okay? From here, I have 2 options. If I scoop my hip out, I can bring my hip knee in, okay? But the second, he's going to stay heavy with his right knee on the mat, okay? And I can't pick it up. The second that this happens, he's going to have to begin to move. And then right here, I recovered a half guard, because I now have half his leg versus a full guard. From here, I still keep framing, and I keep scooting out and insert a knee shield, and I have a half guard with a knee shield, okay? What I did was, you watch, Tim, let me borrow you. What I did was is that I'm constantly framing here, okay? And I'm framing where I'm not trying to push him with my hands. I'm just framing, okay? So that as he begins to move, okay, I'm using the frames here to make it difficult for him to move. But I'm not letting him roll up on my chest, okay, and then just crush me and squash me and control me, okay? So I'm framing. Where you frame is you keep your elbows close to your hips, and you kind of spread the hip and across the face. One more time. So what happens here is, as I frame here and I walk it back, okay, my right hand grabs that knee here, okay, and he's going to be heavy with that knee. But there's going to be a moment where if I begin to move my hips, he will start moving. And I lift it up, and I just put it literally in a half guard. And now from here, I keep framing here, here, here. And I get to what's called a knee shield. Posture up. A knee shield is where my left knee, top knee, is in his hip, and my bottom knee is hooking his leg with my knee off the mat. And I'm trying to drive that knee further, the top knee further than the bottom knee, okay? Because Tim, and you see how I like to, in this position, elongate, like that gentleman says right there, okay? All his pressure is going to be, yes, so I can absorb it right here, okay? And if he tries to slap me in the head, right, it's a lot more difficult for him to reach, okay? So here, I have a knee shield with the top knee. Can you push my knee off your hip? Yeah, it does. And I'm trying to be not painful, okay? But if you notice, what I'm doing here is with the knee shield, okay? I have this leg hooked, and my bottom knee's off the mat, and this top one here, okay? And I have a step. This is very, very important right here, okay? Yes. Because here, I can push my top knee into his hip as I'm pulling with the bottom one here, okay? If If I disconnect this right here, it's a loose, because you can push my knee down a lot easier. See, you can collapse it. Here, I can keep, so it's the top foot on the bottom. And I'm pulling my bottom toes back, and I'm pushing down with my top. And I'm stepping, okay? And as my knee drives into his hip, it makes it difficult for him to remove it. Go ahead. Yes, okay? As I can be here, push him, pull him here, push, pull. Up. And I can improve my position very nicely as long as I continue moving up with this anchor, okay? But what we're doing here is this. Look, he's got side control. Side control. I'm framing and I'm moving him back to my hip. My right hand grabs his knee here and I'm just crunching here. All I'm gonna do is, as I use this foot here, I kind of scoot back. Then I'm gonna frame here and slide that top knee into his hip, and I'm gonna arch away. So that he's gonna try to pat me on the head, and I should be able to keep him away. He's gonna try to remove my knee, and he shouldn't be able to, okay? You watch. Hold on. So before we actually do the side control, go do a half guard. Okay. I want you guys just to get into this position here, which is half guard with a knee shield. Okay. My knee is in his hip, and I'm on my side, and I'm arching away, elongating. Okay. As he leans in, he tries to pat me on the head. Shouldn't be able to reach me here. Okay. He tries to remove my knee. Should be kind of stuck here. See how I can push it down? Can you push it out that way? Good. Because look, from here, I have underhook here. This, these reversals, and all kinds of wonderful stuff here that works off the knee shield, okay? So let's just start with the knee shield. He's gonna get the knee shield on me. Let me test it out, okay? It's gonna be clamping nicely here. His knee's off the mat. Yes, there we go. Line it in the hip. There we go, yeah. Yes, try to pat him on the head. Man, I got long arms. Yes, okay, yes. Yes, that won't come off. That won't come, oh. Yeah, look, stay corkscrewed this way. It'll be hard, yeah, see, it's not going this way. It's not going this way. It's going right in my thigh, which doesn't feel good right there. Try to go this way and elongate. There you go, that's it right there. That's the one. Okay, so let's do that so that you guys can understand the knee shield.